I look at life as a 5-gallon tub of ice cream, and I'm a scooper. And I've gotten out such a big scoop of ice cream that I got mustache and milk on my lips.
I always look forward to my visits with Ron. As I enter his home, there is such a welcoming presence that he offers and a warmth. And our connection feels as though I've known him my whole life. And so we jump right in wherever Ron may be, and he begins his storytelling.
I love the water, I love to swim, and I love to body surf. So I went to go to the water, and the sand was so hot, my feet were scalding and burning my feet, so it drew my attention off the water, and all I was thinking about was cooling off. I ran into the water and I dove in and hit my head. And that changed the course of Ron Trozzi's life. Being in the government, in the Coast Guard, there's of course a lot of red tape, a lot of paperwork, retirement paperwork, and so they'd come into the room and they basically put the paperwork on a clipboard, stick a pen in my mouth, which was awkward in itself, and tell me to make an X. And each paper I did that, I got more ticked because I'm not X. I'm Ronald Trozzi.
Going back to his early years and on through his current life now, he is always looking for a way to troubleshoot, which is a word Ron uses, in figuring out how can I make a change that will keep me independent, that will keep me in a place where I can be my best self.
Well, the realization that Ron is not doing too well and not being able to get in for all these appointments, that I would be more homebound. I already knew of the hospice program. I didn't know different levels existed.
Ron was referred to us through his spinal cord injury clinic at the VA, the Southern Arizona Veterans Health Center. He talked very much about wanting palliative care to be able to help him improve his life at this stage, because what had triggered the referral was that there was a real stark decline in the way in which he had lived. And so he saw palliative as this possibility to bring about some other way to now have a life that he felt was meaningful.
I thought palliative care would be talking with a doctor and maybe a nurse. They would take vitals, blood samples, and then relay information back to the hospital and get me medications and things. But I really didn't think about the other aspects. When Laura brings in being a social worker, counselor, and looking at the body, mind, spirit, and how powerful all three elements are, and to focus on three. If you just focus on one, you don't really get better.
We often find that there are individuals who are referred to us on paper as having physical symptoms that need management. And upon arriving to a patient's home, and in this case with Ron, it was the other aspects, other domains that hadn't necessarily had a chance to be looked at or paid attention to.
Just being able to stay here in my home. I'm most comfortable being home. My body, my bed, we know each other. This is my environment. I look out my window, I'm reminded of all the blessings I have in my life. I don't get any of that in a hospital. At home, there's a lot more of Ron here. There, at home, I'm Ron. In a hospital, I'm a patient. And here with palliative care, I don't see myself as a patient. I'm a person you guys want to help. That's a good question because looking at it possibly from reality of where I'm at now physically, it could be the end of my journey. This could be the end of my life. And, I've come to the point where I'm okay with letting go of that. I don't want to maybe put the end. Maybe there's another chapter,
This chapter for Ron is supports who Ron is, and by that I mean that he is in both places. So while Ron will say that he is ready and would be willing to let go if this was his final chapter, he has also said that he is still alive and he is still full of possibility. And I think that is, it's a beautiful stance and a beautiful place to be, particularly in palliative care.